Can you really build an e-commerce empire with exactly 0 rupees? I want you to just take a second and think about that. You've probably heard that old saying, right? You need money to make money. Well, today we are completely shattering that myth. We are going to plan the ultimate business heist.
0. Let that sink in for a second. That is your exact starting capital for this operation. There's no holding inventory, there are no massive upfront ad budgets. We're talking pure strategy, sheer hustle, and knowing exactly which digital tools to use.
Welcome back, Focus Learners. Today's explainer is basically your foolproof, step-by-step blueprint on how to launch a highly profitable dropshipping business in India with absolutely 0 rupees investment. We're going to break down the specific tactics for 2026, and we'll even show you how to craft beautiful cinematic video ads for your products without spending a single dime on production.
All right, here is your mission briefing for today. We're going to cover 1. The 0 rupee master plan. 2. Discovering winning products. 3. Sourcing free Indian suppliers. 4. Setting up the store. And finally, 5. Executing zero-cost marketing. Okay, let's dive right into this.
Starting off with Phase 1, the 0 rupee master plan.
You know, the old way of doing retail was honestly incredibly risky. It meant you had to buy and hold all this physical inventory, spend super heavily on paid ads just hoping to get noticed, and then literally pray that your thin margins would cover all that overhead. The 2026 way? It's a highly efficient, lean machine. You hold 0 stock, you leverage agentic AI to do your market research, you plug right into free supplier apps, and you use organic social media reels to drive massive traffic without paying a cent for clicks.
Moving right along to Phase 2, discovering winning products.
Look, if you pick the wrong product here, the whole mission literally falls apart. Knowing exactly what to look for before you launch is absolutely vital. According to e-commerce expert the Ecom King, those old days of selling $10 trinkets, yeah, they're dead. In 2026, you really need a selling price between $50 and $75, or whatever the local equivalent is. Why? Because ad costs and supplier costs are constantly rising. If you don't have a high margin built in, you simply won't survive. You're also looking for a sweet spot of just 1 to 2 real competitors who are running active ads with really high engagement. And finally, you've got to verify that the product actually has strong social proof. Like, you want to see Amazon ratings hovering right between 4.3 and 4.7 stars. You want a product that solves a real problem, not one that's going to cause a bunch of refunds.
So, how do we actually track down these targets without spending a single rupee? Well, the experts have some pretty verifiable workflows for this. First, you jump into the free Meta Ads library and search the keyword cash on delivery. This shows you exactly what ads are currently running and actually working in India right now. Second, you reverse engineer the top stores by plugging them into trust.com to see their actual revenue data. And third, you use free trials on platforms like app.practical.com to track massive, viral product trends. This is pure, data-driven targeting at its finest.
Next up, we bring in our inside man. You can literally deploy an agentic AI like GenSpark, so instead of guessing, you just hand the AI a competitor's website and ask it to find marketing gaps that you can exploit as a dropshipper. It will run through complex, multi-step agentic tasks to analyze the market and verify the demand for you. It does all the heavy lifting of market research, completely automatically.
All right, Phase 3, sourcing free Indian suppliers.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is this supplier showdown compiled by Digital with Ankur, which reveals an absolute non-negotiable for the Indian market: cash on delivery. If you're selling to Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities, COD is a must. Platforms like Meesho, Glowroad, and Ropiso Cloud are 100% free to join, and they handle COD seamlessly, which makes them the absolute perfect 0 rupee starting point for your logistics.
But hold on, we need to pause here for a really critical reality check from Shopify's Jackie McClellan. She points out, I don't see a lot of people that are terribly successful with dropshipping without product samples. Because think about it, if your free supplier ships out terrible quality items or packages them really poorly, your return rates are going to skyrocket and blow the entire operation. You have to know what you're selling. Always try to get a sample in your hands first.
Okay, let's get into Phase 4, setting up the store.
If you want a professional, automated storefront for practically 0 upfront capital, Prakash's technical workflow is exactly what you need. First, activate Shopify's 3-day free trial. Then, secure their incredibly low introductory plan, which is often just 20 rupees a month for those first few months. Next, you just install a free supplier app like Rupee Clout directly into your dashboard. With literally just a few clicks, you push the product images, all the data, and the descriptions straight over to your store. You are up and running almost instantly.
But hey, what if you truly, absolutely have a budget of exactly 0 rupees? Like, not even 20 rupees for a trial. Well, Ashutosh Kumar outlines the pure 0 rupee manual route. You basically bypass the website entirely, you create highly targeted niche Instagram theme pages, then you source your winning products on Meesho. When a customer wants to buy, you just take their order directly in your Instagram direct messages. From there, you manually place that cash-on-delivery order right on the Meesho app, entering your customer's address. The supplier ships it out, and you keep the profit margin. It costs you absolutely nothing but your time and effort. Which brings us to our final and most important phase, executing zero-cost marketing.
Remember earlier we promised to show you how to do a dropshipping step-by-step guide with 0 rupees investment and make it with a cinematic shot? Well, Fardeen breaks down exactly how to pull this off using free software like Canva. You really don't need a massive production studio for this. You just take a free video clip that's already provided by your supplier app, import it into Canva, apply some simple split cuts to make the pacing really punchy, and overlay your store's logo. Then, you add bold text that highlights a massive customer problem and smoothly introduce your product as the ultimate solution. Finish it off with a clear Shop Now call to action. And just like that, you've created a high-converting cinematic video ad without spending a dime.
So now that you have this awesome cinematic content, we need to distribute it using Ashutosh Kumar's 90-day organic engine. Because when your currency isn't cash, it has to be volume and consistency. The strategy here is to upload 3 engaging reels a day to your theme pages. You must use trending audio tracks to catch the algorithm's attention. Make sure to write SEO-optimized captions loaded with keywords related to your specific niche. You can even reach out to micro-influencers and offer barter deals, which basically means you send them a free product, and in exchange, they create a promotional reel for your brand.
And this brilliantly illustrates how we can manipulate the algorithm for free views. Ashutosh shares this highly tactical engagement hack. When someone comments on your reel, never just give a dry reply like, "Thanks." Always reply with a question, something like, "Want a 10% off coupon?" When they inevitably reply yes, wait exactly 24 hours, and then like their response. This triggers a brand new notification on their phone a full day later, which pulls them right back to your reel, makes them watch it again, and boosts your algorithmic engagement all over again. It is honestly genius.
Now, to ground all this excitement for a second, I want to leave you with an intense reality check from Ashutosh. He challenges us, saying, just prove me wrong. In the next 3 months, build multiple organic stores and show me. The financial cost of this dropshipping operation is truly 0. But make no mistake, the cost in hustle, consistency, and patience is absolutely massive. You have to commit to that 90-day organic engine without making any excuses if you want to see real revenue.
So here is a final provocative thought for you to take away from this explainer. You have the step-by-step master plan, you have the free AI and Canva tools to build cinematic ads, you know exactly how to find high-margin targets and connect with 0 rupee Indian suppliers. Everything you need is right here. So what's your excuse for not starting your mission today? Take this knowledge, dive in, and go build that empire.